Hi, One Tree Hill fans. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. So they took a week off, but we did get an extra podcast with Brian Greenberg, aka Jake Jagelski. Such a nice dude. I have to agree with the ladies on the podcast. And this latest podcast for episode 17 of season 2, something I can never have. I think the word for this podcast in this episode is definitely emotional. And a lot jumps off, so let's get into it. Oh my god, Nikki, I swear, that's like Felix, Nikki, and Dan should just form a bad guys, the bad people club. It's late. I have no witty comeback. It does figure Lucas and Brooke would be friends now, and she's leaving. I really like when she was like, I really liked being the girl behind the red door. Sad. I feel so bad for Keith, and then him to find out, oh, y'all all knew about Jules and nobody told me. And then can we back up for a second? Lucas is like, oh yeah, I stayed with Dan to help Keith out, but that's not really why he did. More lying. Poor Anna. Trying to stand up to Felix is like trying to stand up to Dan, because once again, he is very much like Dan, and he justifies his horrible actions saying, oh, I'm trying to protect you, kind of like Dan does. Ugh. Speaking of Dan being Dan, oh my god, he's so evil. He's like, oh, I wouldn't do that. And then he starts laughing when Keith comes to confront him. And poor Keith, still in his text, just exhausted, just disgusted. And it's so heartbreaking for Keith. But I do love that he gets mad and he throws the rim through the glass, and he's like, Dan, I have nothing else to lose, but you do, and I really wanted that to go somewhere. Oof. But I will say, in that moment between the Dan's coworkers pulling Keith off of him, he was cocky, and then when Keith was like, you have something to lose, you saw there was like a little bit of discomfort and, dare I say, fear there for Dan. So that's always nice to see that Dan still has some feeling. He can be scared. I like the quick convo that Peyton and Anna had in the hallway about how she needs to confront her brother ultimately. Oh my god, the first flashback with Nayli in the shower. Oh god, it's so bittersweet. Anna and Lucas. Anna's like, yeah, hit on my... Because Lucas is like, you want me to hit on your brother's girlfriend? Well, I like you. And poor Brooke, she's like, oh, my parents want to be parents right now. And they say, I can't stay with you, Peyton, because you have no parental supervision. And they think you're a bad influence on me. Yeah, that's hilarious. Oh my god, that whole interaction between Brooke and Peyton and Nikki was gold. Like, oh, just a beautiful minute of just screen time. Just, I loved it. You better leave before Ginny knows what it feels like to be motherless. Oh wait, she already does. I love that Anna sold Felix down the river and got him in trouble. He deserves it, because he's a shit, and he needs to just go away. Oh my god, that second flashback of Nayli and him just like, I may not be able to give you everything you always want, but I can give you this. Let's go see your family. I agree with what Sophia said about Felix. Felix is a douche. Oh, Brooke's little funny moment with the girl whose parents are looking at her house. Well, we have a cousin swap and a banjo duel, and Friday nights we bathe together. Felix is like, who's that? She's like, the new me. So sad. Oh my god, third flashback with the answering machine. Okay, so like, who remembers answering machines? I had one. Did you have one? Because I totally did. I really like that Andy comes to Jake's kind of rescue or help with the lawyer, because he definitely needed to be smarter about it than running again. Nikki's such a bitch. I'm glad that Karen like made kind of Keith listen to her, because she made a good point. She's like, Dan's a monster, but I have Lucas because of him. I have the person I love the most. And now maybe you can too, despite his evil intentions. Oh, Brooke going after Felix, letting him have it, telling him all of the things that probably nobody else has ever really told him was great. It almost made me feel sorry for the little bastard. Almost. Not quite. It's an interesting dynamic. We see Lucas actually employing some of Dan's sneakiness and underhandedness to stay with Dan for his own purposes, but his purposes are for a worthwhile goal. And it's funny because he's using very Dan-esque kind of underhanded tactics. Or is Lucas just employing the old adage, keep your friends close and your enemies closer? Oh my god, the honeymoon flashback is so sweet. It's just, I'm squeeing and I'm dying at the same time, because I'm just like, I know it's coming, and it hurts my heart, y'all. I can't be the only one that feels this way. Oh my god, was anybody else just like heart palpitating before she walked in? And then like, he said all the right things, and they did make a good point on the podcast that, you know, he's saying all the right things. And I don't know, they say he's not doing the actions, but I can't fully agree with that, because he did go out there. Like, that was a pretty big action for a guy like Nathan. But yeah, just the look on her face, it's like, it hurts my heart. Oh my god, her not wearing the ring. It's just like, ugh. But you know, they're right about that also on the podcast. You know, like, women speak in, you know, we deal in emotions, men deal in information. And the thing that I think where the miscommunication comes from is that guys hear women's feelings as information and run with it, where they need to just kind of have a space to be like, okay, I'm talking this out, I'm processing, I need to say it out loud to you, hear what I'm saying, but just know that this is just what I'm feeling, and this is where the whole I am a woman and I have the prerogative to change my mind later. So this is very, very important, people in relationships. It's so important to just be like, look, I'm just talking, I'm feeling, I'm processing. Don't take it and run with it. We will reconvene later after I've processed it, okay? Whew, the conversation between Felix and Anna was real, very poignant, and I have to say, him walking away at the end of it the way he did just proves the shittiness of his character. And I say, good riddance and goodbye, Felix. Oh, golly gee, how beautiful was that moment when Lucas was like, the girl behind the red door, and the door was painted red, and all her stuff was there, and you're staying, Brooke. And how beautiful was that moment? Like, get me a little emotional. You really feel the sadness when Jake shows up at Peyton's house. It's like, oh, this is a last good night. And Haley comes off stage to find Nathan gone. I don't know. I feel like he should have stayed. Oh my god, I love when Brooke just hugs Karen when she's giving her the house rules. That was an emotional moment, because Brooke never had a real mom, like, you know, do that for her, care about her. Let me rephrase, she had a real mom, just not a mom like that. Oh man, Lucas and Keith's exchange. Oh my god, that was crazy, because like, Keith is so like mad, and just hearing him, I thought we met, you know, I thought, you know, you and I were better than that, man. Like, you should have told me. But it's like, it's such a shitty position, because it's like, what do you say? Like, you want to tell him, but I mean, Jules, Emily, whatever, she really does love Keith. So, such a shitty situation. But Keith actually saying for the first time in his life he doesn't know if he has anything to come back for in regards as he's leaving One Tree Hill. You just know that just was like, oh, that just probably killed a part of Lucas. But I do get it. I mean, Keith has kind of been the one who's been literally shit on, like, pretty much the whole time, mainly because of Dan. And he's just feeling very angry and hurt and betrayed. And I get it. He needs to get out of town. He needs to go. Bye, Felix. Good riddance. Never want to see ya. Never want to be ya. Adios. Get out of here. And then Lucas sees Dan's secret hiding space in the dealership. Intrigue. Oh my god. Nathan taking off the ring. That will never not puncture my Naily heart. Such an intense, emotional episode. Thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you next week. That is, as long as they do another show and don't go on hiatus for a week.